Hi, my name's Mark Horden from Shark Designs and beaverbushcraft.co.uk. Today I'd like to talk about the Hudson Bay Tinderbox and show you how it works and the techniques that I use and Helen uses to make this really good piece of kit come to life. Okay, so the first I'll show you Helen's tinderbox and pouch, and what you can see there is the pouch contains the actual tinderbox itself. You usually tell the difference between mine and Helen because hers is copper and mine is brass. Hers has gone really nice and patinaed. So the first thing I'd like to show you is the lens cap, and the lens cap can also be used as a tinder cup, but it protects the glass lens. Now the glass lens itself is a 6x magnification lens, and on a day like this it will create an ember very quickly. So if we take the lid off, and you can see the actual lens itself. So there's the lens. Inside the kit, when you get them new, you'll get jute tinder bundles, some amadou, some charcloth, a little bit more than is here, but you will get some of that, and then you'll get a fire steel. These two fire steels are Helen's favourites, both heart-shaped ones, little girly ones. Okay, you also get some flint that's been knapped by William Lord, so it's the perfect shape, nice and flat with some really good sharp edges. Okay, so that's the basics of the tinderbox that you get. If you go for the pioneering pocket pouch, this one's become really kind of really well patinaed. It's really nice and beaten up, but inside that you can put all sorts of kinds of soft tinders like jute and amadou and kapok and things like that. So it's a handy little pouch, and when you finish with it, just fold it up, wrap that round like that, and pop the knot through and put it tight, and then it's all nice and contained in one place. Okay, so I'll use my tinderbox for this, and what I'll show you first is the solar fire lighting using the 6x magnification lens on the Hudson Bay. Okay, the first technique I'd like to show you is the solar fire lighting. I'm going to use the 6x magnification lens that's built into the cap of the Hudson Bay, and we're going to use it on natural tinder, and this is amadou. We're going to use it on Saga, and I'm going to use it on charcloth. So the first one I'll use it on is on the charcloth, and what I'll do is I will put the piece of charcloth into a tinder bundle, and I will then just let it burn of its own accord. Okay, so the focal length of this lens is about 50mm, and that's now created an ember. So you can't really see it very clearly, but there is an ember there. So if we now put that into a tinder bundle, and basically this is just a piece of, this is some hay that I bought from the local pet shop, so you can see it smoking away. If we just put it in the middle of it and allow it to sort of incubate, and we're not going to worry about it, I just want it left there, and the straw will insulate the heat, and the heat will build and build and build, and then it'll just spontaneously ignite. This process can take sort of 12 minutes or so, but the windier the day, the more the air can get to it. Now, it gives you plenty of time to put sticks around it if you're not in any kind of hurry, but you can see it smoking away there, little bits are coming out. So we'll just leave that for a few minutes and come back to it after I've shown you the other 2 tinders that can be ignited really easily with the 6x magnification lens. Well, as you can see there, it caught flame, so if there was more fuel for it to burn, it would quite happily have started a bonfire. And all on its little lonesome. Okay, the next 2 tinders I'd like to show you is Saga, which is this stuff, and Amadou, which is this stuff. Okay, so first I'll do the Saga, and catch it there. So that's the Saga with an ember going, and then we use the Amadou. So there's the Amadou with a nice ember as well. Now if we put these in our tinder bundle, which again is the same as you've just seen, it's just some hay. If we pop those in there like that, we should be able to blow that into a flame. Now ideally what we want to do is we want to find out which way the wind is blowing and then let the wind do the work. Okay, it's a bit changeable here today, but what we want to do is hold it above our head so that the wind can blow it through and the wind will do all the work. Also it allows us to breathe properly whilst we blow into the tinder bundle, and we can control it and see what's happening. What we're trying to get is a nice thick greeny kind of smoke. Once we've got this greeny kind of smoke, a few sharp puffs of air should ignite it into a flame. Okay, so let the wind do the work, let the ember grow. There's no hurry in this. Nice flame. Okay, the next technique I'd like to show you is the sulphur match. And again, the sulphur match, this is a traditional way of lighting fires, primarily for using them indoors. As you saw from the other demonstration, that a lot of smoke is created when you blow a tinder bundle. Obviously if you're indoors, that's going to fill the house up with smoke, so you don't really want that. So what they came up with was the sulphur match, which is basically a very thin wooden spill that has been dipped into molten sulphur and allowed to cool. So ideally this is an indoor technique, and outdoors it is prone to being blown out like any match. Okay, so what we'll use for that one was we use some char cloth and traditional Flint Steel. So if we take a piece of char cloth, put it 2 or 3 mil from the edge, and then we want to strike that and get an ember. Okay, so we've got an ember in there. it's not very clear, it's a bit bright to actually see it. But if we touch the sulphur match to the ember, what we'll see is the sulphur match catch light. Now hopefully this won't blow out, and we've got time then to take it to our tinder bundle and ignite a fire directly from it. So this is an incredibly efficient means of instantly starting a fire without any of the fuss that you would normally associate with tinder bundles. Oh, if we have a look in it's caught light to my piece of Saga as well. So a stray spark has caught light to a piece of Saga, and also to my Amadou. So, which is one of the reasons that once you've struck an ember, it's always a really good idea to actually put your lid back on your tinder box, and that actually stops that from happening. There's not really a lot I can do with that unless I actually wet it, because it actually Saga's so difficult to put out. But you can put Amadou out. It burns incredibly hot, but with big podgy fingers like mine that have got lots of thick sewing skin on here, you can put it out. But it's probably best to actually put it out with something metallic and crush it out that way. Like I say, that one I can't really do much with it, so I'll just leave that alone. In fact, I'll throw it away. But it's always best once you've struck your flint steel is to put them back in and put the lid on back on the box. Okay, so that was the sulphur match. The next one I'll show you is the jute tinder cord, and the jute tinder cord is a natural plant down, and we've sourced this stuff, which is really easy to unravel. And what we want to do is make a teeny little tinder bundle from it. Now, anyone who's seen my other videos will see that my son Jamie, who was 6 at the time, actually set one of these going in less than 1 minute 23 seconds. So that's pretty good going. So if we fluff it out like this and make a little tinder bundle, and the more time you sort of spend on this at this time, this moment, the actual better the tinder bundle will be. The fluffier you can get it, the better. Alright, so we just fluff that out a bit and then mix the fibres up, okay, and then make a little tinder bundle from it. Now what we're going to do is going to use a piece of char cloth again, and we'll use the Flint Steel. So this time I'll be safe and I'll put it all away, including my bit of Saga. Okay, and then we'll put this in the tinder bundle and again wrap it round, and like I showed you in the other one, what we want to do is really let the wind do all the work. Hold it above our head and let some heat build. Don't be in too much of a hurry to do this. The more heat that builds, the bigger the ember is inside, and the more likelihood it is to actually ignite very quickly. If you blow on it, you'll burn it out. You can burn it out, which is no good. There we go. So we've got a flame on that, and then that can be popped into a tinder bundle and ignited. Another fire layer as an example. So that's the jute tinder cord. Okay, the next thing I'd like to show you is that you're not actually just limited to using natural flint with your flint and steel. to create your sparks. You can in fact use any hard rock, like this is quartz, but you can use chert as well, and anything really that allows sparks to be knocked off the steel. So if we use a little bit of char cloth and just get a nice edge, you can see that this is a big chunk of quartz, and we can create a spark ember from that. So we've got an ember which is in there. Alright, now that again, if we use a sulphur match on that, we can instantly ignite that into a flame and light a candle if we're indoors or something like that. So as you can see, we've got a nice flame now. Okay, so sulphur matches are really good, and that's just to also demonstrate that you're not limited to using just flint. You can use any kind of hard, sharp rock, and there's a lot of it around. So obviously when you're finished, you pack everything away, and one of the things I'd like to show is that once you've put all your pieces of flint in and put your fire steel in, what you want to do is protect the lens from the steel or the flint, and it's always a good idea to put, say, some amadou in, because amadou doesn't get crushed and it won't fall to bits in the tin. So if you pop that in over the flint and steel, and it helps stop it rattling. If it's put in a little bit thicker, like that, folded in half, then that should stop that rattling pretty much. Okay, so then we pop that back in, wrap it up nice and tightly, pop that back in there, pull it tight, and that can go back in our backpack or our pocket, ready for use for another day. Thank you very much. My name's Mark Horden from Shark Designs and Beaver Bushcraft, and thanks for watching. I will make another video very soon.